Hi, cooler fans. I'm the PC Expert Amateur, and we're going to take a look at the Corsair Nautilus 360 RS LCD water cooler. I got really lucky when I snagged this one on my donor site. So I was really surprised. I didn't think that I would see this where I saw it on that donor site. It was just completely mind-boggling to me that it was there in the first place. But I was like, oh, I got to get that one. Because, you know, Corsair has this reputation. On the one hand, good products. On the bad hand, on the other hand, yeah. Anyways, so I've already taken out. It comes in this tray. However, they did do one thing to improve upon the tray, and I give my approval to it because while it is not foolproof, it definitely will help to maintain the structure of the tray. They put in these two L-shaped pieces, and these fit around the tray for extra support, so it's less likely to be destroyed in transit, and thus the product is more likely to arrive intact. So that's great. I'm very happy that they did that. I'm not so happy about the fact that there is no instruction manual. I don't know why they think that they don't need an instruction manual. I guess they think that everybody's just going to look at the videos, whatever they look like. I haven't looked at them. So I want to go through this with you. First, I want to show you the parts. The parts is parts. And I want to point out something a little bit odd. Well, not odd, but just, I don't know. They do put in some silicon, or desiccant silica gel. Also, we've got the LGA 1700 and 1851 backplate, the AMD 4 and 5 bracket, and then in here we've got a bunch of different things that include bolts and this cable for PWM, thumb nuts. Okay, that sounds a little bit weird. AMD standoff, screws, and more silica gel. I don't know why they decided to put this in waxed paper, but okay. I guess it's an alternative to plastic, so that's good. There are three fans, of course, the RS 120s, and they're also in those paper things. These are not ARGB, they are pure black. In fact, this whole unit, with the exception of the LCD screen, is black. So you can hear what it sounds like with this one. Let's go ahead and try that. And these are daisy chainable, so that makes it easier for you as the consumer. So I'll just start out at the slowest speed here. If I can get it to come on. Well, this is strange. This is very strange. Oh, there it is. Now these are magnetic bearing fans, and at low speed like this, that's about the slowest right there. Oops. Went too low. And there is definitely a delay before they start up. I mean, I've got it on full power and it took that long. So it takes a few seconds. It kind of reminds me of the Superflower Mega Cools. The 140s have a delay before they actually kick into gear. So at this speed, come on. Ugh. Trying to get it down to that lower speed there is... All right. Yeah. No noise. Except for a very low hum. Ooh. There's some kind of a harmonic resonance or something. Right. Not terribly loud. I think that with 3 of them, however, running, if it gets to full speed or near full speed, you will notice it, but it's not terribly loud. They're relatively quiet for what they can do. So that's that. And let me take out the rest of it. And they do give you this. Kind of useless, but it's in a whole bunch of different languages. I suppose I should be grateful that they put it in there, but I'm not. And if they don't like it, I don't care. All right, so let's get to the pump. It is, depending on how you feel about this, it's good or bad. The paste is pre-applied, and so you have to have this shield on here. And since the the top, the LCD part can't be rotated, and this part can't be rotated, there's only one way to put this back on if you're not ready to actually do the work of installing it, like that. Keep it protected so you don't accidentally smudge it and remove some of the paste or something. Seems to me like there could be more paste on there than that. It has a PWM cable for the pump, and then this is for the screen. Now, unfortunately, this is a USB 2.0 plug. Plug. And you have to actually plug this into your USB 2.0 header on your motherboard. Or if you don't have one available, get a PCIe card that provides one or two, whatever. Internal, not external. Okay. And this is about 58.5 centimeters. So for most motherboards, this should be long enough. I did see a review from somebody where they said they had to mount it a certain way so they could actually get this to reach their header. So I kind of wonder if maybe they had an ATX motherboard. They didn't mention, but I was a little bit surprised by that. The tubes are 450 millimeters long. And you could say, in some respect or other, that it has a fill port here, but it's filled with a plug, silicone plug. Let me get closer there. And I don't see an easy way of getting that out of there. And I think you'd probably end up damaging it trying to remove it. And it may be glued in place as well, which means you'd have to find a replacement. So really, if you need to service this, you're not going to be able to. Which, for as much as you're paying for this particular unit, which is like $150 or something like that, at least, you'd think you'd be able to service the unit. Because usually, because even less expensive ones from various brands have those ports available, but this one doesn't. It kind of ticks me off. Now, I previously tested the fan to see how well it could blow air past the radiator, and it wasn't as good as which one was that? There was an air cooler that I reviewed very recently. Sorry, a water cooler, and I think, gosh, which one was it? Oh man, it was either the Minor Sonic or the Osapus. I don't remember which one it was, but that one actually had better airflow past the radiator than this. But this still does have good airflow. So, personally, my recommendation is if you have the opportunity to get an air cooler that's inexpensive and has poor quality fans, but the pump is good and the radiator is good, get it. Rather than spending more money to get something like this, the important parts are the radiator and the pump. You can't easily replace them. I mean, it's not that you can't, but it's not as easy to replace as fans. Fans are very easy. So you could spend maybe $70, $80 on a unit that has trash fans and put in high quality $30 fans. So that's another $90. but you're getting a much better result for your money. So let's see, what else was there? I'm going to try to plug in the USB cable so I can at least show you at least marginally. But the problem with LCD screens is you have to have software. This one, because it's from Corsair, requires the IQ software. It also is compatible with Giphy, Giphy. So you can show GIFs, I guess, or you can show whatever information you want to send from IQ to the screen. But at 2.1 inches in size, I mean, you can't exactly show very much on a screen that small. It's really, to me, kind of like a decoration on a cake that you can't eat. Not particularly useful when the screen is so small, in my opinion. Now, if you're just interested in making sure that the temperature of the CPU never goes too high, you can do that. But it just kind of feels to me like this is just a gimmick that they added on to get people to spend too much money. So before I try to plug in the screen, and keeping in mind that the screen is the only part of the AIO that actually produces light. So this is the blackout effect that some people crave. I personally, I don't get it. I don't get it why you want LEDs. I don't get it why you want all black. It just, to me, is just, it isn't important. To me, it's the performance that's important. So I'm going to read through some notes that I have, and then we'll try to show you the screen. If you're looking for an AIO 360 millimeter CPU cooler, I'm on the fence about whether this one is worth the price. It's an all black aesthetic, which some people like and others hate. Frankly, I don't buy products for appearance, but for how well they perform, so it just doesn't matter. The only colored lighting on this one is from the 2.1 IPS LCD screen, which you'll need IQ for, and you'll have to plug the screen into a nearby USB 2.0 header. If you don't have one, like I said, you can use a card. Otherwise, you'll be wasting your money buying this one because you won't be able to use the screen. They went a little OCD when packaging, as I showed you. But really, it makes it easy to find things since they use paper bags and they're labeled. The marketing team makes it sound like this AIO is compatible with many different CPUs, but the truth is it's only compatible with 2 series from Intel and 2 from AMD. So the 1700 series, the 1851 series, the AM4 and AM5. Yes, that is several CPUs, but it's only the most recent CPUs that have come out from those 2 companies for the past few years anyways. It should be pretty easy to install, partly because of the installation bracket already being mounted on the water block. Be careful to follow the instructions, which you'll have to find on their website or on YouTube. If you're confused, watch some installation videos to see how to do it. Since the thermal paste is pre-applied, you won't have to worry about that. And like I said, I'm glad that the fans use magnetic bearings. They're called magnetic dome bearings. I'm not really sure why they call them dome bearings, but I'm sure there's some kind of an explanation from the marketing department that doesn't understand engineering somewhere. It should do its job well if installed correctly, unless your CPU gets really hot. I don't feel confident that this will actually dissipate enough heat from a truly hot CPU. Some potential problems include the USB cable for the LCD is 58.5 centimeters long, like I said. 2, as with all LCD screens, the software is required. If you don't like IQ software, well. 3, also the screen is pretty small, like I said before. And 4, the thermal paste is pre-applied to the cold plate. It isn't stated which thermal paste that is. If it is the XTM70, that's a very good paste. But if you want to use something better, it's a mess you have to clean off first. Unfortunately, as with many other companies, there's a lot of missing info, including which paste they used. So now I'm going to pause you while I try to connect the water block and show it to you. Hooray! I did it. Oops. And then I undid it. Oh, that's not good. All right, hold on. I tugged the cable. All right, I am ready. I'm going to be careful not to jostle it. So you can see it's showing the. It's not going to show anything else because I'm not going to install the IQ software. But at least you can see, at least somewhat, what it looks like. Got pretty good resolution. But again, you know, it's limited by the size as far as how much you can show with it. So again, it seems to be decent. Probably not their best water cooler. And I really feel like the price is a bit too high for what they're offering here. But ultimately, it's up to you. If you think it's great, you can buy it, obviously. So that's it for my little preview. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day. If you would like to help me and get something out of it by helping me on a one-time basis, you can go to my eBay channel, the PC Expert Amateur, where you can purchase the items that I have on sale there. There are lots of keyboards and mouses and some other items as well. I've got cable organizers with power supplies and a bunch of other stuff, a nice variety of things that I have reviewed in the past and I no longer need, and I need to make space. Plus, I also need the money. So if you want to do that, the information's on the screen.
I need to ask for your help. Things have been challenging. Whose life hasn't been challenging lately? So if you can please help me out by liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, and turning on notifications, that would be really, really super. Also, if you'd like to help me financially and you can't afford to, you can do a super thanks on my Glenn's Fast Reviews channel, or you can become a member there. Or if you prefer, you can go to patreon.com/GLENNMII and become a member there instead. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to Bleeping Computer for their support of my channel. If you need resources for computers, for getting rid of malware and learning about cybersecurity and stuff, Bleeping Computer, BLEEPING computer.com is a great resource. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.